Hey guys. Okay, well, welcome to March 20th, Tuesday night call. I'm super excited to see you guys on. I know we have a couple other people that are supposed to be hopping on. So welcome. All right, you guys may have seen me post about these 4 simple steps. I know there's a lot of you guys who are building for the Shred 10 and who are expanding your teams. And we're all super excited to go into Phoenix with just a lot of momentum and a lot of new things popping. And so I don't know about you guys, but I'm a visual person, and I love for things to be broken down into steps. So like I could give you guys advice and tips and training all day long, but when things are broken down into steps, I feel like I can put it into action way quicker and like way more focused. So I'm really excited just to bring to you guys tonight what a few of us have really already implemented. And I'm sure in some way, shape, or form, you guys have been doing this. But like I said, just to get it down into focus. And I probably am going to be able to put this into the chat. And I'll put it onto the Facebook page too after the event, so you guys have it on a document. But whether you guys are sharing the business, the product, the shred, no matter what you're sharing, I feel that there are 4 steps really just to solidify and sorry, my phone's singing, my computer's singing, really just to solidify what we're doing and just to take things to the next step and to get results out of the work that we're putting into. So my thoughts for tonight's calls was Instagram with intention. But even if you guys aren't working this business on Instagram, these 4 steps can be applied to a lot of other things in your business, whether you're brand new or you're seasoned. So I'm just going to hop right in. And well, first of all, I'll say that really our main goal is to duplicate, right? So we get paid on 3 things in this business, and that is to build a customer base, to bring new team on, and to help them build a customer base as well. So obviously there's an awesome marketing plan behind all of that magic things, but it's just a matter of those 3 things. So with that, we know that duplication is so important, and I'm just going to dive right into these 4 things. Okay, so first one is attraction. If you guys are taking notes, feel free to write these down, but I'll share them as well. So first one is attraction. Maria, do you want to put these in the chat while I'm going? Okay, perfect. You can be my little, my messenger. Okay, so number 1, attraction. So how are we adding value and attracting others to your life? So a lot of us use social media for this, and it's really just living our lives out loud. It can be, I know, actually I'm going to pull this page up so that you guys can see. And I put this on the, let's see if I can do this. I put this on the Facebook page as some of the invite for tonight. I just felt it was so relatable. And a lot of this verbiage came from Casey, and I'm so grateful. Can you guys see that? Thumbs up. Okay, so we know that through attraction, so social media is not an attraction tool. It's actually, it is an attraction tool. It's not an education tool. So the purpose is not to use social media as somewhere to spill Juice Plus over everyone's feed. We know there's a ton of different products out there. The purpose is just to share our lifestyle and give people an inside look at how we live our life and attract people to our happy and healthy and positive, energized life. So the question that you can ask yourself is, think about what would catch your eye when scrolling. Pick what you're passionate about: health, fitness, wellness, traveling, etc., and post about that. So when you're attracting people to this business, whether it's the product or the business, it's just a matter of catching people's attention. It doesn't have to be about Juice Plus. It's just living our lives out loud. So number 2 is next step. So when someone reaches out, or when you reach out to someone and you have that conversation with them, plug them into a video resource ASAP. So a lot of us have probably used the Eric Worre method. Hey, if I send you a video, would you watch it? I mean, when Casey taught me that my first day in the business, those simple words were like a no-brainer to me. Like no one's going to say no to that. I mean, maybe every now and then you'll get a weird person that's like, no. And then you're like, okay, whatever. But if I send you a video, would you watch it? So if I, would you? And that just keeps it so simple. And they're going to say yes right away. And if you know exactly when they're going to watch it, you know exactly when to follow up. So Number 2, next steps, when they reach out, plug them into a video resource ASAP. So number 3, follow up. Immediately follow up and ask for feedback. So we all know that the fortune is in the follow-up. There's no point in even reaching out if you're not going to follow up with them. I mean, I'm sure every now and then people are going to slide through the cracks, but when you have a system and you have your DMO and you have your grid out, whether you do it on your phone or you have it on paper and pen, the whole fortune is in the follow-up. So it's all about following up with these people and asking them for feedback. There's a ton of like clarifying questions that you can ask as far as like when someone watches a video. But my favorite thing is just asking someone like what stood out to them, what made most sense to you, what resonated with you. There are a ton of simple questions that you can ask someone. And so then number 4 is 3-way call. After you get feedback, connect them on a 3-way call with your upline, with a sideline, with a downline, anyone. Connect them on a 3-way call to answer questions and get them started. So, Maria, I think you probably forgot to post the 2 and 3 and 4, which is fine. I can post them in here in a little bit, but, I was about to say something. Okay. So basically these 4 steps, like I said, is anyone can use this. This is what I've been using a lot when I've been connecting with people on Instagram. These past few weeks, I have been really focusing on just building new and building direct to me as far as the business. And there is a ton of people on Instagram. So I've been searching people through different hashtags and through different, like I'll find people on Instagram and just looking at their profile and asking myself if they look like someone. Oh, no worries. If they look like someone who I would want to partner with in this business. And then there's like a text blitz that I've been sending out to those people. So these are the 4 steps that I've been following. But like I said, no matter whether you're reaching out to people on Instagram or you're connecting with people at the gym or work or school, it doesn't matter what the case is. These 4 steps are so crucial. And if we can do this with every single person that we come into contact with, our success rate and our consistency is going to be so much higher. So I will share these in the Facebook group. I'll make like an easy image, but is there anyone that like you feel like there's a step that like you struggle with or that you feel like you could do better with? Like, where do you feel like in the attraction and the connection and the follow-up, where do you feel like you get hung up most? I know for me, like I have to be really clear on who I have to follow up with or they'll just fall through the cracks.
Did you ask a question?
Yeah, I said, what do you feel like out of these 4 steps you get like hung up on the most?
Since my sound stopped working, will you do a run through super quick? I got attraction down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's good. Repetition is good, right? Okay, number 1,
Yeah.
Attraction. How are you adding value and attracting others to your life? Number 2, the next step. So when they reach out, plug them into a video resource ASAP. Number 3, follow up. Immediately follow up and ask for feedback. The fortune is in the follow up. There's no point in reaching out if you're not even going to follow up. And number 3, a 3-way call. After feedback, connect on a 3-way call to answer questions and get them started. Emily Wilson said, follow up for sure. It's easy to forget about one simple message.
Totally. And like to help with like getting better at follow-ups, like what I do is I will like make a list. Like I've got my list of people. So if it's like a Facebook group or if it's like a certain event that you're doing, like I just like I have my list of people like ready to rock, and then I'll have it as like part of my DMO to make sure that if they've been exposed to the event, they get a message like either that next day or, normally within like 24 hours of them like seeing that information when it's fresh in their brain. Or before you even send like the video or anything like that, make sure that you've set the time to follow up with them. So when before I send a shred video to them, I will always say, this video is 20 minutes. When do you have time to watch this? And I do not send them the link to that until they've given me like a time, like, oh, I'll have it watched by Thursday or whatever. Because that's the Eric Worre way, you guys. And Eric Worre, he's a pro. He's a network marketing pro. And I like to follow, success. And so it's awesome to just have that appointment set. And then that way you're like, okay, like let me check back in with you Friday morning. And then you write it down on your calendar, or if you use your phone for your calendar, put it in there. And the respect whenever you actually like follow through and do what you say you're going to do by following up with them like on that Friday. It's huge. And that way you've got that set.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, so if you guys haven't listened to 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, which is GoPro that we keep talking about by Eric Worre, it's like an absolute must. It really just teaches you like the simple steps of like kind of like these steps that I was just going over of like setting the appointment, follow up, and all of the other things in between. I'll give you guys an example, and I think a lot of us could probably find an example in our lives that is relatable to this. So I was on a Zoom call the other day with Matt Colley. He's on our team. He can't be on the team call tonight, but I'm going to totally shout him out and say that Carrie, our NMD, was on the call, and we started talking about Juice Plus stuff, and then she found out that he cleans windows for his full-time job, and she was like, oh my gosh, I need my windows cleaned. And it was so funny to see like his business like mind turn on, and he like grabbed his notepad. He was actually at work at his desk, and he grabbed his notepad and he was like, oh my gosh, I'll come out and give you a free estimate. What's your phone number and address? So she gave him the phone number and address, and he said his little thing, he's like, okay, I'll be out, anytime between tomorrow and Thursday, and I'll be able to give you an estimate. And then from there we'll be able to decide if you need your windows cleaned or not. And so anyways, he ended up going to clean her windows, and they were talking about the business a little bit, and she was like, you've got to download GoPro. He's been talking to so many people. He's a CrossFitter. He's been building an awesome customer base, but he feels like he's been talking to so many people, and there's this missing gap where he's kind of at a plateau, and it's all about his follow-up. I mean, we can all probably be guilty at some point that we haven't followed up with someone that we've planted a seed with. So he went and downloaded GoPro, and we were just talking about how we do that like we have that engraved in our head for so many other areas of our life. With his business, like he went and gave her an estimate. He got her phone number. He knew when he was going to follow up with her. He knew when he was going to clean her windows. So if we can just engrave that and like train ourselves to do that with our Juice Plus business and like treat it as a business, I think a lot of us, the follow-up is probably the missing gap. So I just wanted to give that example because I thought it was like spot on. And then he's been listening to GoPro now, and he was like, this is everything I've been missing. So if you want to learn more about that, it's on iTunes. It's like just a few bucks, and you can download it as an ebook or download the different audio clips. But those are the 4 steps that have been working for me. And like I said, they're simple. I mean, you can put them into action like tonight, and just every single person you reach out to, just following those steps with each person. And, we know that there's going to be no's in this business. We know not every single person is going to be a yes, but how will you ever know if you don't follow up? So that's all I have tonight, y'all. And I will put this into an image on Facebook so that you guys, and on Voxer so you guys can see it. And I know for me, I was like, I need to get this on an image so that I am like doing this with every single person. So I have my list of people. I'm going to follow up with them tonight. I have a ton of people like on that borderline of shredding with us on April 2nd. And I know that they are going to be like, it's just a matter of me asking like, hey, are you ready to get started? So Case, do you want to share about Tori? Because I feel like that's super powerful and like so relatable.
Yes. So a friend of mine, I don't know if I would call her a friend. She's maybe an acquaintance. She's like a friend of friends. Anyway, so I kind of connected with her. Like I follow her and her sister on social media, and they are just really active. They love to travel, blah, blah, blah. So I actually reached out to her a few months ago. It was one of maybe like January. So it was part of the 90-day game plan when they said to like a tech splits about like sending people a message of not like directly to them, but asking them if they knew anyone that would be like a great fit for my team, like specifically about the business. And she messaged me back and she said, I forget like exactly what she said, but basically she was like, I'm interested. So I was like, great. So I talked to her a little bit. She jumped on a call or watched a recording, and then Emily and I got on a 3-way call, talked to her for like an hour on the phone. She was like all for it, all about it. And then got off the phone, like kept in contact with her. And then just like slowly she started like, you know, how some people do, just like wouldn't text back or whatever. So I just, whenever I would think of her, I would just text her, and like doing shreds or like when we did the Love Yourself challenge and things like that, I would reach out and invite her into it, and she just like wouldn't really respond. And then she texted me back finally a couple weeks ago out of the blue and said, hey, I'm really sorry. I haven't forgotten about Juice Plus. And then she asked me what forms of payment I accepted, which is a really odd question because no one's ever asked me that. And I was like, okay. So I told her, I was like, well, I'll put your order in online and I can use a debit or credit card, or we can do a bank draft. And then she never said anything again. And so I texted Emily this morning and I was like, okay, I'm like, I have no idea what to do. I just thought of her this morning, and that's why I asked Emily, and Emily was like, I would just say whatever, this. She sent me some text. And so I just texted her and I said, hey girl, how are you? I'm just thinking about you this morning. So I wanted to reach out. Are you ready to get started on the capsules? And she was like, hey, actually, I was just thinking about that this morning. Yes, I am ready to get started. And I just put her order in tonight. So it's like that, it can be a weird journey, like talking to people and not knowing like what they're thinking on their end, and like them not responding or getting back to you, or they stop responding to you. Like you never know what they're thinking or what's going on. So just being like, Emily, when you were talking about following up with people earlier, it's like, just be authentic and be like caring, like care about people. Because I legitimately was just thinking about her this morning. And so I just said, hey, I'm thinking about you. And some people, I feel like some people think that's weird, but I'm like, whatever, that's the truth. I was thinking about you. So, yeah, when you're just authentic and you just care and you just show people that side, I think that's like that's what I do when I follow up with people. I just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Are you on my heart?
I love that. I know the other day I actually literally told a girl, I was like, hey, I just walked into Target and totally thought of you. I was like, I know that you asked me to send you that video. I'm sending it right now. And she was like, she loved that. She was like, oh my gosh, spend all your money for me at Target. So it's just like being authentic and being real. I love that. So I know Casey was like, what should I say to Tori? I'm like, ask her if she's ready to get started. Like just keeping it so simple. And then there she was. She was like, oh my gosh, I was thinking of you too. So we just keep it simple, y'all. We plug people into what we know. We plug them into the education, and we follow up, and we just be real and share our hearts. So that's what I have tonight. I'm so glad that you guys dialed in. I hope that you guys found those 4 steps so helpful. I will post them so you guys have them, and I'm excited to hear how implementing the 4 steps goes for y'all. Who's building for the April 2nd shred?
Woo! I am.
All right. Well, we're really excited. And Nina, I know you're like killing it with the shred orders. So super exciting. Emily, we see you, even though you're probably at the gym, like working out or something crazy. Okay, y'all. Well, happy Tuesday. Love you guys.